recording on this computer. Okay, so good evening, everybody. Good to have you here. Tonight, this is week, what is this now? I think this is week 7. I think we're on week 7. And so we're going to continue on right now. And we're going to do the custom garage this week and the next week. And after that, I'm going to have to kind of like work with the other projects a little bit we'll still fit them all in, but I'm going to have to, because we missed one, we're going to change things around a little bit. This custom garage right here is a pretty straightforward, simple project. It's got everything here that you need. And what you got here, I printed these up for you. And this is a set of construction documents. And you are essentially going to make this set of documents you see right there. So that is where we're going with this. I think I would see. Yeah, it good to be seen. It could have been very good. Yeah, so we're all doing good. Good. Okay, and what we're going to do here is this is the goal of what I'm trying to do here is I'm working with this class is to kind of get you in the mindset of what it takes to put together a set of construction documents. I think I mentioned to you, I know I mentioned to you, that I've got a customer that's actually out in Michigan, building a cottage actually on Lake Michigan. And so that being the case, I just got done with that project. That was a lot of fun. And when you put together a set of construction documents, depending upon what the builder needs and the municipality needs, it could be more or less. So this right here is a pretty stripped down set of plans, but that could be all you need. When I did my plans, when I built my house in Michigan, I only had, I think, 8 plans. That was it. That was all I had. That's all they required. So depending upon what you're doing, it could require more or less. Okay, so as far as that goes, we're going to go ahead and take the less is more approach. And we want to make sure that each of these plans actually makes sense. So getting into this right now, this is the custom garage. Now the custom garage is a project that actually includes a first floor, a floor, an actual, a concrete floor. Let's look at page A1. And when you look on page A1, it shows us the first floor plan. And the actual floor plan is right there. It gives us the exterior dimensions and also gives us some doors and some window information. There's also overhead garage information there too. So we have that. And then on the next page, A2, we've got the second floor plan. Now, this is the second floor that's essentially storage there. There's nothing else going on. It's just like a big open, floor plan. And then on page A3, we have our elevations. Now, most of these should populate right into the project as you're working with it right there. But you've got the custom garage elevations right there. And then going to page A4, I've got a very basic custom garage foundation plan, which is right there. And then page A5 is a wall section. And then page A6 is a door and window schedule. We're going to get around halfway through this tonight. And we're going to basically do the first floor, the second floor, and do all the windows and so forth. I think that's about as far as we're going to take it tonight. So that's where we're going to go right now. And we're going to do that right now. So that is what's going to happen. So what I've got right here, let me turn this on so you guys can see this okay. And by the way, I just got done teaching all day. I was teaching AutoCAD all day. So I just got done at 4:45 and had to pretty much turn around and run over here. So we got that going on. Anyone else been working all day? Anyone else been up since? Okay. Let's do a competition. How early were you up this morning? 5. Okay. Can you beat 5? What's that? 4:30. All right. Yeah. All right. Okay. Respect to both of you guys. That's good. My wife, she actually works at Wegmans, the one in Pittsburgh, and she works at the bakery. So she's got to get up at 4:30 when she works. And so usually if I don't work, I got to get up and I'll drive right to the board there. We decided to go to one car, which is all we need anyway, frankly, because I work at home, except for Wednesday nights. That's it. Okay, so this is what it looks like. That is actually what the final version of this is going to look like. It is a simple garage. But again, the biggest thing when you're learning how to work with Revit or AutoCAD, any of these right here, is know how to do the simple stuff. If you know how to do the simple stuff, then the complicated actually builds on that. So you want to go ahead and make that happen. Colin, could you turn off the lights for the front and the middle, if you could, please? And yeah, let's see, try that again. Try to turn off the middle and leave the back on. If you can. I realize that those bank of lights and then yeah, okay. Yeah, kill that one and do the rear. Yeah, that's fine. Those about halfway.
Three options I have.
That's it, man. What are you gonna do? Okay. Okay, so thank you very much. I appreciate that. Okay, so now what we're gonna do here is we're going to build this. Now, that's what it looks like. So the first thing you want to do is you want to first of all start Revit. Now you want to start Revit, not the Revit viewer. We talked about that before. And the other thing you want to do is you'll probably have to start AutoCAD first, as we've talked about, and then you start Revit. So let's go ahead and do that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go out to here and we're going to go to Brightspace. Now on Brightspace, what we want to do there is, let me move this around here a little bit. On Brightspace, what we're going to do is out here, one of the nodes I have out here, categories, is called Custom Garage. I've actually got a Custom Garage Plans right here. So let's go out there to Custom Garage Plans. And when we go out there, you're going to see that I've got several things. First of all, I've got the Custom Garage Project. That's actually where you're going to hand in the assignment. I've got a Custom Garage Template. Okay, this is the most recent one right here. And then I've got down here Custom Garage Construction Documents right here, which is actually what you have printed in front of you. And then I've got a tutorial video here. So if you missed a class, you could go in here. I put this in from just a couple months ago. So it's up to date. It's a really good tutorial. Okay, so those are the basics. Now what we're going to do here, we're going to go over here. We're going to download this. We're going to go to the Custom Garage Template. So let's do that. Let's download the template. Again, when you're working in Revit or AutoCAD for that matter, it's always a good idea to get as much of the work done for you as you can. And a template does just that. The template's going to give you a lot of head starts. So that's what this is going to do here. So once we have that, we're going to download it. And we're going to click on download. And it by default is going to download it to the downloads folder. So we have that. Now, we've talked about this before. I don't just want to double click on this. And the reason why is if I double click on it, it's going to create another step for me later on. So you might think it's a shorter way to go around. It's actually going to cost you 5 or 10 minutes. Okay. So you don't want to do it that way. Now, 5 minutes, not 10. But you want to go down here to Revit. And when you go to Revit, what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to go and I'm going to go to New. Okay. So let's all do this. We're going to go to New. And then we're going to go and browse out to our downloads. And to do that, easiest way to do it is go out here to your desktop. And then in your desktop, you want to go to downloads. And then you'll see right there, there's your custom garage plan right here. So let's all do this together so that as I'm doing this right now, we can kind of build this and kind of establish success for all of us here. So we'll go here and we'll click open. All right, now once we've done that, we're going to click OK. And we start it with essentially this. You guys all see this now? You guys seeing that? Okay, good. Thank you for the thumbs up. Colin, you seeing that okay? Okay, so what we've got going on right now is a totally blank area. We're looking at level 1. And what we're going to do is let's turn to page A1. Turn to page A1. Now, when you go to page A1, I want to point something out here. And that is, if you take a look at the dimensions on this, it tells you that over on the left, it says 24 feet. And then the actual dimensions at the top are 30 feet. So it's actually 24 feet by 30 feet. And to prove that, if you go to plan, go to A4, and if you go to A4, you're going to see that it's 24 by 30 feet. On A4, it shows you the footing. It's 24 feet by 30 feet. So that's the size of it. So that's what we're going to do right now. So the first thing you always want to do when you're working with Revit is you typically are going to define your walls. And in this case, we're going to do exactly that. So to do this, we're going to go over here. And we're going to go to our wall command right here. So click on wall. And the basic wall, garage wall, is actually showing up right there. So we're seeing it right there. And so right now, the garage wall, and just to show you what this looks like, if I go here, I can get a preview of it. This is basically a cross section of the wall. And if I go down here and if I choose a section type, it shows me this right here. So that's what the wall looks like. And you can see it's actually got the basic elements in there. The exterior is going to be like this cedar shake siding, and then there's going to be some sheathing. a 2x4 stud, and then sheathing on the inside, and that is where this is going to go right now. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to start by clicking here and going up. Okay, now when I go up right here, you're going to notice that it's drawing this right now. And we talked about this before. As I'm beginning to draw this right now, this looks really chunky. Okay, look how thick those lines are. But we talked before about the fact that we can actually thin the lines. And we thin the lines by using this tool right up here called Thin Lines. It's right up here. So I choose Thin Lines, and then as I'm going to start this over again and click here. And I'm going up right here, and that's what it should look like. So the actual exterior wall is actually going to be to the left. Okay, that's what I want it to look like. So all that is just showing you this. Now, as I do this, I can go ahead and I could just go ahead and do this according to the measurements that I have here. And this, I actually want to go ahead and I want to go to the finished face of the exterior, which is fine. And that's going to be 24 feet. So I'm going to type in 24 and press enter. Okay, so once I've got that, yeah, question?
You also use the rectangle.
You could use rectangle too. Rectangle would work as well. Works perfectly. And then I'm going to go to 30. And I'm going to go down here to 24. And then I'm going to go over here and I'm going to close like that. You could definitely do the rectangle. As a matter of fact, I'm going to undo that and I will do the rectangle just to make it really easy. Okay, that's an easy way to go about it. And what I would do then is I would simply go to my wall here and I would use rectangle. And when I go to rectangle, I just want to make sure that I place it just like this. And then the size of it, let's see if that looks about right. Yeah, that's correct. And then this top wall right up here, I'm going to click on that. And I want to make sure that my actual measurements are going to the outside of the wall. Okay, so you want to make sure that it's actually your witness lines right here. They can either be to the inside, the middle, or the outside. That's not a small thing because if those are off, then your dimensions will be off and you don't want that. So you want to make sure that those are actually set to the outside because we're measuring to the exterior. Now that right there is going to be 24. So that's 24 right there. And then what we're going to do is do the same thing. We're going to click on, yeah.
It straight up will not let you draw the rectangle.
It won't let you draw the rectangle. Okay.
The line shows up with the rectangle.
Okay. All right. I'll be there in just a second here. Okay. So then I'm going to go over here. I'm going to click on this. And this is going to be, again, I want to make sure that I click on these temporary dimensions. So it's measuring to the outside. Again, the devil is in the details. You want to make sure it's actually measuring to the outside. So I'll go there. I'll type in 30. So right now I've got a 24-foot by 30-foot structure. So that's what you want to do. So you got here. And again, you want to make sure your dimensions go to the exterior like mine is right here. And then when you have that, to make those permanent, if you want to, you just click. This is a little trick right here. Once you have the blue dimension here, if you want to make it permanent, you click there and it makes it permanent. And I would do the same thing for this one over here. So I'll go there and I'll click on that and that makes it permanent. Okay, so I have those 24 feet by 30. Okay, so let me troubleshoot that for anybody that's having an issue. Okay. All right. Well, first of all, click your modify. Let's do that. Let's just see what's going on. Okay. Let's try that again. Start your wall. Okay, and let's go to your rectangle. Rectangle right here. Yeah. And then click there. Okay, there we go. Click. Okay, and then hit your escape key. And let's just verify that you've got the exterior. So zoom into the corner here. Let's take a look at it. Perfect. That's exactly right. So now click on this top wall. And when you click on that top wall and zoom out a little bit, I want to kind of just make sure that the measurement's where it should be. Okay, now over here is what we want to consider. And you want your outside, you want the little blue thing. That's okay. So what, okay, so you want to click on that. And the dimension for this side, that's going to be 24. That looks like you already got it. So, okay. And then the other side, click right here. And then you want to make that, now, again, you want to click on these little circles to just drag to the outside. You can just click on them and it'll toggle. If you click right on the circle, click on the blue circle once, there we go. That does it for you automatically. It's a little more elegant. Okay, then just make that 30.
That's one.
Yeah. And by center, good, and then click on that to make it permanent, that's your dimension permanent right there, good, and then press your escape key to get it out of there. And let's do the other one, to do that, click on there, and zoom into that right there. Zoom into it, okay, and click on the dimension, which is. Okay, okay, hit your escape key, let's go there, let's try this one, this one over here. All right. Let's see there. Zoom out a little bit. Oh, okay, click on this right here. Okay, now click the little ball. Yeah, click the little ball. It's gonna go to the inside. Then you want to see that on the center. Okay. Click on the little permanent. There we go. And then pressure escape. Okay. Okay. So that is right now 24 by 30. Okay, and so what we just did there. Oh, we're okay there? Hit your escape key. And that's good. And if you want to click on that circle, click this, just click, don't just click it there. And do the same thing underneath. We're measuring to the outside, not the inside. So click on that one. And okay, where you got it selected. So click on that again. Hit your escape key. Let's go down to where we were. I'll say deselected everything. So that kind of, that's why everything. So zoom out. And then the top one. Now what you want to do is and here's the secret. When you're looking at these, you have to pay attention to that. So we're there, and that's not to the outside. So you have to adjust. Right? And that's double. Or it's going to be. Yeah, I'll see you right here. I do really that. Okay, always when you're working with this, put on your numbers lock. That is like, okay, if this little light's not on, it means your numbers lock is not on, which means this one. So I want to put that on. Okay, and then that we can do a few. Those are your shipping breaks. And the same thing that make sure it's not in this is 5. And then we change that to 30. There we go. So that should be there. Right this. All right. And this. And so now we're ready to go. And we can get rid of those dimensions later. Right now it's 24 by 30. Okay, how are we doing? Okay. Okay, so now that we did that part, the next thing that we're going to do here, and I'm going to just take a look at this right now, just to see what it looks like. Let's take a look at it in 3D right now. And when you take a look at it in 3D, it should look like that. Now, my walls are reversed. Yours might be too. Is anyone else's walls reversed? Okay, if they're not, I'm just going to go here. And if they are, you can just right click and go to change walls orientation. And that's just something you can do to go ahead and quickly select those. But you want to make sure that they are, you want to make sure that the, get it one at a time. Okay, so I'll change this walls orientation too. And we'll do that. And then once you've done that, you got to check your dimensions again to make sure they're all correct. So it's just part of how it works. Okay. So we've got that. Now back to level one. Let me make sure that we're all set. Now, it looks like I've got to change that now. So that's got to be 24. You just got to make sure that it's correct. You do not want to be in a place where they are not correct because it's just going to be a pain to fix it. So let's see here. Yeah, question?
So what would happen if you were working on like a big project and there's only a faster way to change the wall's orientation, but that's the fastest way to do it?
That's the fastest way right there. So you want to catch it early on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and here's the thing, is if you've built something and you're like, 6 inches off and it's rippled throughout the whole system, and you built on that again and again and again and again and again, you want to catch it early. That's why when I'm showing you this, you notice that one approach that I have right here is I don't trust anything that I do. All right, once I've drawn something, I measure it, I take a look at it in 3D and make sure it's all correct. Then, and only then do I proceed. And the reason why is because I've been bitten. And there's an old saying, once bitten, does anyone know the rest? Twice shy. Okay, once bitten, twice shy. So when you've been bitten by Revit, you learn what you need to do so you don't get bit again. And part of this whole thing is just check once and check again. Now, here's the thing about Revit that makes it kind of a bugaboo, because Revit is all in 3D, meaning you can look at it in several different ways. And it might look perfectly correct from one view. And it might look perfectly, it might look perfect in another view, but then you look at that third view, it's like, not right. So this is why I'm teaching you guys to take a look at it in 3D, see what's going on right there. And in my case, my walls were not oriented correctly. So that creates a problem. So now that that's fixed, we're ready to continue on here. By the way, if your dimensions are too small and you want them to be larger, you can change them by changing the scale down here. Right down here, it says 3/8 of an inch equals a foot. Let me try a different scale here. Let me try, instead of 3/8, let me try something different. Let me try, let's try 1/8 of an inch. Okay, when I use 1/8 of an inch, it looks better, but it makes everything bigger. Over here, these are bigger too, but that's okay. You get the idea. I'll just pull that away there. But that basically is something you could do there. So I'm going to change that from 1/8. Let's make it like 1/4 inch. Okay, so that looks like that. Okay, so now that we've done that, we take a look at it in 3D and it looks like that, we are good to go. So now that we've got this, the next thing is to put in the garage floor. Okay, so we're going to put in the garage floor by going to level 1. And to put in the garage floor, we're going to do this. We just go to floor. And when you go to floor, we're going to go to floor architectural. And the floor is going to be floor generic 12 inches. Okay, now for this one, it's pretty easy to do. We're just going to go to the rectangle here. Okay, so go to the rectangle and we're going to grab and zoom in until you can see the outside here. You want to see the outside lines. And we're just going to go from one corner to the other. And we're just going to go ahead and place that and click the green check mark. And when you take a look at it in 3D, it should look like that. Okay, and that's a pretty straightforward thing right there. So we've got the floor and we've got the walls. Give me the thumbs up when you guys got that.
Do we want to attach it?
It should be attached automatically.
Would you like that?
Just say, you can just say no. Yeah, well, if you put a roof, then you will get that question. Sometimes with the floor, you can, depending upon how you drew it though, too. Okay, if your lines overlap, it means it doesn't like something you did. And so remember we talked about before, if you're here in level 1 right here. All right, so this is what you're talking about right now. All right, let's see. Okay, so it looks like this right now. Can you see the purple lines right now?
I did, but when I started drawing them, it said they were flat.
Okay, just do this then. Let's just get out of it. Click the red X and just quit out of it and try it again. This should be really straightforward as far as putting this in. So what you're going to do here is just going to use rectangle, and you're just going to go and you're going to pick the outside corner. You're using rectangle though, not line.
Yep.
And you're going here and then you're just clicking on this other side. When you click the other side, That's gonna be a complete, that's gonna be a complete thing, and then just hit the green check mark and it should accept it. If not, let me know, I'll come and fix it.
That's not working.
Work that time?
Yeah, the same thing, but it showed up.
Okay, now take a look at it in 3D, and it should be looking like this right now. Okay, so we doing good so far? What's that? Not working? Okay.
Yes.
What's that?
Yes.
Got it? Okay. All right, so now what we're gonna do, now that we have that in place, the next thing we're gonna do now is put in the fenestration. Fancy word, that means a breaks in the wall, so we're gonna do that now. Now, let me show you something here, first of all. Look with me right now on page A1. Now, on page A1, take a look at the door at the upper left. What is the number, the tag that's on that door? Number 1. Now, let me show you how this works right here. Remember that that's door number 1, and turn to page A6. A6 is your door schedule. So turn to page A6 and look at door schedule Mark 1. And door schedule Mark 1 says door double glass 60 by 80 inches. You guys see that?
Yeah.
Okay, so that is actually what's going to go right there. So door number 1 is going to go there, door double glass 60 by 80. So we go back to level 1 here, and we're going to place that. So to do this, we go over here to our door, and there's our door double glass 60 by 80. It happens to be the first one available. We're just going to go ahead and take it and bring it right here, and it swings in. Oh, but before we place it, let me show you a little trick here. Take a look here. You want to go here, and you want to turn on tag on placement. You guys look at this right here. You want to put tag on placement there. And then once you do that, it's going to give us a number. So we'll go ahead and drop it right there. And there's that. Now, it gave me number 6, but that's okay. We'll fix the number. So we go ahead and drop it there. Now that we have that there, we can see that it's actually located here. So what I want to do right now is I'm going to click on it. And when I click on it, what I want to do is I want to give it a distance. Now remember, take a look at where the dimension lines are. The dimension line is going to the outside. So watch what I'm going to do here. Watch what I'm going to do here. I'm going to move the witness line to the outside here, and it's going to the inside opening of the door here. And what is the length between the outside wall and the inside of that door jamb? 4 feet. So I'm going to change this to 4. I'll make it 4, and it shoves that over just like that. And that is exactly how you'd make that work. And then you can click on this dimension to make it permanent. And that is what that should look like. Then the other thing you want to do is this says it's number 6. We're going to change that to number 1 and press enter. So we've got that. So that is how we would place the door. Okay. So once the door is in place, it should be 4 feet apart. Now remember, again, look at how the dimensions are going. Dimensions are going to the outside of the structure, to the inside of the door jamb. Take a look at it in 3D just to verify that you have that down. And it should look like that. So go ahead and make that happen. Yeah.
How do you flip where the dimensional lines are?
Oh,
It's facing the wrong direction.
the dimensional, okay, you mean this right here?
Yeah.
Okay, it's in the wrong location, you mean?
Yes, like instead of like outside the building, it's inside the building.
Okay, all right, okay, when you've got, okay, if it's a temporary dimension right here, okay, what you would do is, if it's a temporary dimension like this, we click on this right here to move it. If it's a blue, are you seeing that right there? All right, so you click on this and it goes inside, middle, and outside. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, and then once you've got that, you're gonna make it 4 feet and we should be good to go. Did that help?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, how we doing there? Colin, working okay? All right, Casey, working okay? Ace, that working okay? Okay, so let's go ahead, and what we're gonna do right now, we're gonna save this right now as custom garage with your last name, and you wanna make sure we save this to your desktop or some other location. Let's go to File, and we're gonna go to Save As, Project, and this one's gonna go to the desktop, and we're gonna make it all capitals. So, custom garage with your last name. And that's how you're gonna hand it in. Custom garage with your last name. Okay. Okay, so now once we've got that, the rest of this is all gonna behave exactly the same way, okay? Again, the biggest thing you need to pay attention to is the details, okay? Making sure that the measurements like that you see on these plans right here is what you're using. Okay, that's what you're using right here. Okay, so we've got that first door put in. Let's put the next one in. So take a look at the upper right corner on page A1. What is the number of that door? Number 2. And when you look at your custom garage schedule on page A6, it says half glass door 36 by 80. That's a half glass door. So we're going to place that now. So we're going to zoom in up here and we'll place the half glass door. So to do this, we go to door and we're going to go ahead and find that half glass door, which is right here, 36 by 80. And so we take that and we're going to place it right over here and it swings out like that. Now, once we've got it in there, we're going to do the same thing we did before. We're going to click right on it. And then we want to make sure that we're measuring from the outside like this, and we're going to the inside, okay? And that is a distance of also 4 feet. So I'll change that to 4 feet like that, and it moves the door over like that. And that is how we go ahead and place that. So now we've got that in place. So that's your 4 foot door right there. Is that making sense? Okay. Once you've got that placed and it's at 4 feet, go ahead and we're going to go ahead and take a look at it in 3D just to make sure it should look like this now. So this particular project starts to look really good pretty quickly, simply by virtue of putting in some really nice looking window families, which is what we have, door families rather. So we have that. Okay, Casey, that working okay? Colin, doing okay there? All right, Ace, how we doing okay there? Getting there? All right. All right.
What's your measurement between the two doors?
14.
I think 13.
Yeah, your measurements are actually right there all in the plan. And so what you would do then is you would just go ahead and you'd put in your other dimensions here and make sure that all that is as it should be. And it should look like this, like I've got here. This should be very nice and even like that.
Wait, how did you get the 5 from the door?
To make a dimension, you go here and you click on dimension. You pick the inside of the wall and the inside of this other wall right there, and that should give you the 5 foot dimension. Okay, and then the dimensions are automatically going to want to align themselves. That's just something they're going to do, and you shouldn't have to wrestle too much with that. Yeah.
2 questions.
Mhm.
One, the garage doors are 2 inches longer than they should be wise. And 2, how do we orient the attic stairs?
Okay, first of all, if you look carefully at what's going on with the doors, they actually are perfectly measured. You just have got your dimension placed on the wrong track. I'll show you. Okay, I've done this 100 times. I'll guarantee you it's the way I'm telling you. All right, so now, Ace, how we doing there? Let's get you squared away here. Okay, get your escape key. Okay, so you want to go ahead, this is the tool, that's your dimension tool. So you click on the dimension tool, you click on the inside, all right here. Okay, you want to get this one, yeah, put that one vertical, right there. Do the other one. And click there. Oh, and then pull it up, and then drop it somewhere right. Don't just somewhere click on the other escape key. And hit your escape key again. Okay, and then what you wanna do is, click on this little right here. Okay, and then you wanna click on that little, that makes it permanent right there, that right there, click on that. Good, get your escape key. Now zoom into your dimensions. We're gonna do a couple things here. First of all, okay. Hop up from in here. That's anyway. So we got this. Again, what we're looking at right now, okay, okay, you had all this, I'm not sure what happened, but it's okay. Since they're on now, okay, Okay, all right, let me address your question, Colin, because it's actually, I'll show you exactly how that works. What's that? What's that now? Yeah, there's a track, and the thing is, and I'll show you what that is exactly. Okay. All right, if I can have you guys attention real quickly here, we're gonna put in these two doors, which are actually gonna be the overheads. Now, the overheads, again, let me emphasize, the measurements are all correct. You just have to make sure you're measuring to the correct location. Whenever you have a rolling overhead door, you have metal track, okay? And the metal track is actually going to be where the actual wheels actually slide up. Now, depending upon how you measure, you can actually measure to the inside of that track, to the outside of that track, or to the center. And so the way we have it here, it's done a particular way. So let me show you first of all what the final looks like. Let me show you what this looks like. So if I go over here to level 1, check this out here. This is what this is supposed to look like. What you've got going on here, please take a look at my screen right now. The overhead door has this blue track here. Notice that right now, the dimension goes from the outside face to the inside of the track. That's where it goes. Not to the outside, it goes to the inside. That's just how it's done. Now over here, it goes from the inside to the inside, giving you 9 feet. Okay, so then over here, it then goes from this inside to the other inside, giving you 2 feet. And then over here, 9 feet, and it repeats down this way. So there's 2 doors there. They're 9 feet wide. And actually, they actually go into position. So let me show you how to place those, because once you get the first one, then the other one is just exactly the same way. So watch this, please. I'm going to go to level 1. And to get this in place, I'm going to move this out of the way here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom into here, and I'm going to go to door. Now, what kind of door is this? Well, that door is actually my door garage embossed panel. And it's actually, the dimension is 108 by 84, which is this one here. So I'm going to go to here. Now watch what happens when I take this and I drop it in here. Look at this right here. It's actually beginning to give me information here, and it shows me this. Now, as I go ahead and pull this in different configurations, I can make it go this way, or I can make it go the other way. All right. So I want it to go this way. Now watch this. I'm going to take this and I'm going to drop it. Now I went ahead and dropped that. And I'm going to hit my escape key. I'm going to grab this tag and pull it out just because it looks better that way. Now over here, this is where you want to really pay attention. So I go here. Now, when I go here, here's my temporary dimension. Now, first of all, this one's going to the inside. It has to go to the outside. So I'll go to the outside like that. And so it tells me this is 2 foot 3.5. However, it's not going to the right place. It needs to go inside. So that dimension right there, inside track to the outside wall, needs to be 2 feet. So when I finally get the dimension markers, or what's known as the witness lines, in place, I type in 2. Now at that point, I should have that perfectly placed. So I'll go ahead and click on this, and I click there, and there's my 2 foot dimension. You guys with me so far? Does that make sense right there? Can you see that's 2 feet now? Please look at what's happening here. Now, if you don't have your lines thinned out, it's going to look like that. And that's just like you're drawing with a big old fat crayon, okay? And that's not what you want. You want this, okay? See the difference? Fat, thick lines, we thin them out. You have to thin the lines out. Now, after that, we can see that this goes from the outside wall here to the inside of the track. And when you do that, that's 2 feet. That's what you have there. And once you have that, we simply put another measurement going from the inside here to the inside. So again, it's going inside to inside. And then once we have that, we are good to go like that. So we have that, and that is how we go ahead and place that. So that's your 2 foot and your 9 foot. So go ahead and work on that. And then the bottom one is simply the mirror of that. You could mirror it, or you could just try and do it the same way. So go ahead and work on that, and I think you guys can get it. So just take your time with it. And again, make sure your witness lines are where they're supposed to be. Yeah. What can't you get?
Like the lines and stuff. So
Okay, take a look again. See if you can troubleshoot what the issue is, rather than me coming in and doing it for you. See if you can get the mat to add up. If you can't, I'll help you, but take one more look at it. See if you can't figure out what's going on there.
Is that inside section the it's to the inside of both?
The inside section is actually going from the inside track to the inside track, and that's 2 feet, yeah. And that's what's left right there, yeah. Good question. And I'm just gonna mirror this. This is actually a really easy way to do this. Okay, and then when you got that, take a look at it in 3D when you are, when you got it, and it should look like something like this here. All right, let me get this. Yeah, because you're just laying these out in 2D and making sure that the dimensions line up. So what's going on? Okay, I'll get it finished. And so what's happening right here is, first of all, the biggest thing is, let's zoom in here. Okay, so now let's do this. Let's click on this and see how we're doing. Now that says 2 feet, and 2 feet, that's actually right. That's correct. So click right there, that's exactly 2 feet. You nailed it. That's exactly what you want. So if you didn't think that was right, I disagree. It is right.
I got that one. They put that one
Yeah.
out.
Now that we got that, we're gonna then put in a dimension here. We're gonna go again, inside track to inside track. Here's the inside track here. So do that, and that's 9 feet. Okay, so far so good. Now, on this other one, let's see how we did on this one. Okay, because at this point, this should be, let's check this out. So we're gonna go inside to inside. Okay, that's 2'4". So what's happening, that's a 4-foot inch differential. So I can tell you what needs to happen right now. This is, we'll fix this, we'll get this going. So go here. And now this right here is 1'8", which is exactly what you think it would be, because this is going to be inside track there. So what we do is we simply go here and we change this to 2. We make that 2. And it didn't like that because okay, this one is, okay, so let's change that. Let's get rid of that, and what we do is, who's gonna do this? There we go. And at that point, that's your 2-foot dimension.
Then the other one's 1'10".
Actually, let's see here. It's there, unless of course you didn't use it, unless you mentioned it, 130 overall, in which case that would explain that. So we'll find that out in a second here. So let's figure that out. So that's supposed to be right there. You're off by 2 inches. So it's first of all, to verify that indicates it's 24 feet going to the outside. Going to the inside 30 feet. Okay, so that's good. So this right here, what do we got here now? I'm just going to use this as quick as I can. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to just mirror it because I know that's in the proper position. So if I mirror it, I'll go here and I'll go ahead and just pick a point there and there, and I'll do this, and that mirrors that. Now at this point, that should actually be better. Let's say right here now, let's actually that track. And that's what it should be. That's there, not 2 feet. Okay. So that's exactly what that needs to be.
Just to be like my door.
I don't know. You didn't like something, but you actually were really, really close. So all I did is, what I did is to make it really easy, is I just used the mirror. And when you use a mirror, it actually does all the heavy lifting for you, which is of course what we're after. And then, we I've got to that. So again, we're going inside, inside. And that would go inside, one more time, to the inside. And we'll be, there, so that's it. And that looks great.
Like I had all the setup right, I just didn't like my door.
Yeah, somehow the door looked like it got kind of overlapped or something. I think there's a little piece of wall there or something. But now when you look here, isn't that kind of cool there? You got actually, yeah, so now you got that. Okay, good. Okay, looks good. Looks good.
I'll come for the window.
Yeah.
This one wasn't attached. It was like on the inside right here.
Yeah,
It was like right here, and then you click the thing and it goes like the middle of it.
I know, yeah, it does. So, there's actually, there's a couple different ways to get it to work right there.
I attached it to the, I found the corner, where you did that, that's what I found, yeah. That
Mhm.
was the only thing, I wouldn't find the line, I wouldn't find this line.
Yeah, yeah, and so when you find that, you're actually okay, but actually that one, that's just centered in the wall, so there's a couple different sheets to make that work right there.
Where's the other ones?
Colin, look up in the paper there.
Yeah.
That's on the. So the, all right. Okay, you guys doing great. Let's save our work and, make sure you're there. All right. Okay. All right. Okay, now I see that some of you guys have already worked on this window that's going right here. And that window right there is actually it's window number 1. And that one's centered on the wall. So I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna go to window. And that is what that's number 1. And what is that? That's yeah, 60 by 36. So I need to change that. Double hung with trim. Slider with trim, 60 by 36. Yeah, that's it. Okay, and then this goes right in here. And yeah, this is gonna give you a little bit of a hard time here, but that's okay. We'll give it a shot there. We'll go there. And then when that's in position right there, we'll click on this. And then we're going to go to the outside wall like that. And then we're going to the interior here, and that's going to be 12 foot, what is that, 12'6"? Yeah, 12.5, like that. Okay. And that should all go together nicely, okay. And yeah. Yeah.
How do we get the window tags back? You gotta, do it first.
Had it,
I
but I
think
like,
so.
I needed it some.
Is there a way to do it afterwards?
You can do it after the fact too. And to do it after the fact, you would go here to annotate, because annotation and what tags are. And then you go here to tag by category. And when you go to tag by category, you just go ahead and go like there and drop it right there. So you can certainly do it after the fact, as I just did there. And then one more dimension here. Okay, there we have it. Okay, and so we have that. And that's gonna move these out a little bit there. Casey, thanks for thanks there. I appreciate that. Ace, is that working a lot better for you now?
Yeah.
All right, good. So yeah, and so a lot of this right now, as you're working with this right now, you're gonna see that these different items actually will kind of fall in place, but they're gonna need a little bit of massaging as we go through here. So as you get this done, go ahead and take a look at it in 3D and verify that you've got your windows and your doors placed correctly. It should look like this right now. And you're gonna see these tracks actually that are just kind of like up in the air, you know, which is fine. We're not gonna worry about that right now. It's a garage, but we're gonna leave it like that. Okay. All right. Okay, so let's save our work. Okay, now do you guys get this window in here? Anyone get this window yet?
Yeah.
What- Is that a yes? Okay, good, good. And so we've got that going on there. All right. Okay. Okay. So now that we got this right here, let's save what we have right now. And now we're gonna do is, now that we have this in position right here, we're then going to do this. Now, let me show you this other project here, because the other project looks like this here. And this other project, this is what it looks like. This is what your stairs look like when you're done with it. So if we go to level 2, we can just put in our we can put in our floor. So what we're gonna do is let's go to level 2. And when you go to level 2, it looks like this. Okay, level 2 doesn't have anything here yet. We're gonna put a floor on level 2. So to put in the floor, we're going to go to architecture, and our floor is over here. And we're going to change the floor to be a wood joist 12-inch wood finish, which is right here. Wood joist 12-inch wood finish. And then what we're going to do is we're then going to just pick the inside walls here. Look what I'm going to do here now. Please look at my screen. I'm picking the inside wall here, the inside wall here, the inside wall here, and the inside wall there. And when I've done that, I click the green check mark and it gives me that. And I'm going to go ahead and say yes for that. Now, once that's in place, I'm going to take a look at it in 3D, and it's going to look like that. You're going to see like a deck on top there. And that is how that would look right there. Is that making sense, Theories? Okay. All set? Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go back over here on level 2, and we're going to make our roof. So to make the roof, now that we've done this, we're going to make the roof. Now, to make a roof, we've done this a few times before. And remember, when you're doing a roof, you want to have 2 sides sloped, the other 2 sides not sloped. So the front's not going to have a slope, and the back's not going to have a slope, but the long sides are going to have a slope. So to do this, we go to roof, and we're going to change the roof right here, the type, from basic roof generic 12 inches, and we're going to make it wood rafter 8-inch asphalt shingle, which is right down here. It's the bottom one. That'll just give us some shingles. So we'll go there. Okay. Now, once we've done that, we're going to go ahead. We're going to, it's already set for defined slope. So we're going to click on this side and click on this side. Those 2 sides need a slope.
You don't have to do anything with the over. Okay.
Nope, that's all good. That's all good. Now, after you've done those 2, those are the 2 long ends. They both, you want to have a slope on those. And then over here, we're going to uncheck define slope. And then we're going to click on the right and then on the left like that. Okay, those will not have a slope. Okay, you'll notice that the little triangle is missing here and here. Now, once you've got that, you're going to click the green check mark and you're going to say attach and take a look at it in 3D. And it should look very much like that. Okay, working okay? All right. Okay, and is that working there, Ace? Okay, okay, now, so what you've got right there is, with just a pretty few different things right here, we have built the exterior of this garage. We built the exterior, we built the floor, we built actually the gabled roof, and so now we need one more thing here, and that is we actually need, there needs to be a window right here. Needs to be a window right there. So we're going to go to the second floor, level 2, and that particular window is going to go over here. And that window is actually window number 2, which is called double hung with trim 36 by 48 inches. And we're just going to center it right there. It's going to go right there. So on the second floor, we're going to go to window. And this one's going to be called right here, double hung with trim 36 by 48. Double hung with trim 36 by 48, which is one of the most recently used types down here. And we're just going to take it. And when you put it right here, you're going to notice that Revit automatically is going to center it. It's going to try to center it. So as long as you're pretty close to center, you just drop it there and boom, that's it. And you press your escape key, and let's take a look at it in 3D, and you should be seeing that window now. Yeah.
But I thought you have to move the blue lines to the outside wall.
Zero.
It finds it automatically. If you don't use that, then you've got to go back and use the blue wall, the blue lines right there. But when I put mine in there, it automatically split the difference. Both of them were the same size, and I just dropped it and you're good to go. Okay, save your work, everyone. Looks like we're kind of closing in here on the last little bit. So that is how that works. That work okay there, Ace? Okay, so now here's the thing about Revit. When you're working with it, it's going to automatically try to find the midpoint and so forth. It's just going to do that. And that's what it did right there. Is that working there, Evan? Okay. Okay. Yeah, yeah, mine just found it automatically. It kind of depends sometimes on if there might be something else in the drawing that it's finding, but it should pretty much find that right there. Okay, so what we've got right now are the doors and the windows. Now the last thing, and this is what we're going to do. We're going to put in right now we're going to put in this right here, which is actually the attic stairs. Okay, attic stairs are right here. Now the attic stairs we're going to put in here are actually a custom family that I found. It's actually a 22 by 47, and I think these actually get placed in on the first floor. So we're going to go to the first floor. Let's go to level 1. And then when we go to level 1, what we're going to do is to place that, we're going to go over here. Let's see here. Let's go to component. And when you go to architecture and go to component, the very first thing you're going to see right there are your stairs. And we're just going to go ahead. We're going to pick a point right here. And is that going to let me do it? Yeah. Okay. We're going to go ahead and place it just like that. So just go ahead and drop it right into your plan right there. And it's going to give you a little, it'll probably give you a message that none of the creative elements are visible. That's okay. You should be seeing this right there, though. That tells you that it just went in. All right. And once you see that, let's take a look at level 2. And level 2, you're going to see it right there. Okay. So let's see what we got here.
Place it anywhere.
I'm sorry?
We can put it anywhere.
Yeah, it can pretty much go anywhere. Let me try this a different way. Let me
You have to place it on level 2.
yeah, let's go to level 2 because let's go to level 2. We'll place that there. And yeah, because this one right here, the way they constructed it, some of these attic stairs go in on the lower level. This one we have to go with level 2. So let's go there. So go to level 2 and we'll go over here to component. And you see your attic stairs right there. And we're going to go right here. There you go. Then you'll see it displaying right there. Okay. Now, when you see it displayed right there, you can go ahead and take it and you can drop it roughly over here into this location, somewhere over on this side of the plan. And then once you've got that, we're going to then go ahead and go to level 1. And you'll see level 1 looks like this right here. And when you select level 1, you can press your space bar until you rotate them into the proper configuration. And I'm just going to let you guys kind of place it somewhere over right like that. So it looks like this right here. Now, once you've got those in there, once you've got the attic stairs in there, let's examine it and verify that they look like what they're supposed to. So to do that, remember what we can do here is put in a camera. So I'm going to go here and put in a camera and take a look at it from here and look at it. And when I do that, there's my stairs. There's my attic stairs. And you could change the configuration or you could leave it as it is right there. And that's fine for what we have right there. It leaves some room behind. It could be done in a couple different ways, but that is what that looks like right there. So that is what your attic stairs should look like, something like that there. And actually, now that I think about it, I may go ahead and flip it around so they're facing the other direction. And I'll just do that. So when I do that, I click on this and that's what it looks like right there. So what's happening right there is the attic stairs, it's a pull down type of attic stair unit. It automatically cuts a hole in the floor. Pretty cool little Revit family right there. And it goes ahead and does that. So we've got that going on right there. So you're able to go ahead and configure those. And there's a few other sizes in there, but this is the one we're going to use for right now. So once you've got that in there, you can rotate it around, but take a look at it in 3D and verify that you've got it the way you want it to look like right there. And then once you've got it, take a look at the whole project in 3D and it's looking like this here. And that is, I think, where we're going to stop right there. I think we're going to stop right there. And, yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do here. But let me, just to give you a little teaser for next week, save your work and let's take a look at our sheets here. And on our sheets over here, in our project browser, if we go over here to our sheets and if we go to our elevations, if you go to your elevations right here and take a look, you're gonna see, oh, they're not there yet. Okay, they didn't come through yet, so we'll have to put those in, but that's okay, we'll put those in. We'll get the elevations in later and we'll put these all in. Okay, so we'll go ahead and put those in after. So that's all gonna happen next week. So for right now, we are going to stop right there. So save your work. You do not want to lose that. Okay, so this is where you want to make sure that you have a flash drive, okay? So you don't lose your work. If you do not have a flash drive, you'll have to mail it to yourself or do something else that's creative. I can take no responsibility for that. Next week, we're going to pick up right here and we're going to build out the rest of this project is what we're going to do. So that's where we're going to stop right there. So make sure you save it and you've got it available to you, because next week what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to begin to place the different elements on the sheets. We're going to finish the foundation plan and we're going to also make the wall section. So that is where we're going to stop there. So any questions or comments at all? You guys good? What's that? Hang on to those. Hang on to those and bring it next week. Yeah, okay. If you don't think you're going to bring it next week, give it back to me. And I'll make sure I have it. If you can't hang into it, hang on to it, you know, and that's good. And that's it right there. Okay. And okay, very good. I appreciate that. Okay, Colin, nicely done. Nice work. Okay, so I guess I'm collecting this. That's fine. That's fine. I get it. And yeah, okay, so we'll go ahead and hang on to these and then we'll go ahead and we'll hit next week. Okay. Who expected this 70-degree weather today, by the way? I heard this. I see you in shorts here. Man, it's not a bad deal. Yeah. No. Yeah. All right. Want me to take your yeah, okay. And we'll do this tomorrow, rather next week. Okay. You gonna slow down there or okay, gotcha. Yeah, and so you want to make sure you're saving it onto a flash drive, and we'll take it from there. So sorry it's a little bit short tonight, guys. I just don't want to overdo it in light of things. So thanks for understanding. And I don't think anyone's going to care too much on that tonight. So okay. Take care of yourself. Yeah, I will. Thank you. Boy, the doctor just kind of like, I went for a CT scan and like you have pulmonary embolisms. Embolisms, yeah. One, you know, you have a bunch of as long as like, come on, man. It's like, I'm living in, you know, I don't even drink, you know, don't drink, you know, not even chocolate, you know, it's like, what the heck, you know?
So you stay for the game.
I stayed the day and then we stayed in a hotel that night, and I said, I don't want to stay. And my wife was just kind of like, what are you doing? And I was like, look, I'm not gonna, I was actually, when we got to downtown Detroit, there's this Detroit hospital that's infamous. It's called Detroit Receiving. Detroit Receiving is, when I was a kid, it was like just like, and there was a gun battle last night in Detroit, and all the victims went to Detroit Receiving. And anyone that got shot up, knife fights, it was in the Cass Corridor, which is the most dangerous place in Detroit. Detroit Receiving. And the new arena is right outside Detroit Receiving. And so I said to myself, if I go to the hospital here, I'm going to be in Detroit Receiving, and I don't want to be in Detroit Receiving. And so I thought, well, you know, and I thought, you know, I can probably, okay, see, Casey, I thought I can probably, you know, if I was sitting still, I was fine. It was when I was having to walk that I had a problem. I mean, I couldn't even walk into the hotel. It was crazy. It was really humbling. But anyway, I decided to do that. And all indications are it was not a bad thing. And but it's one of those kind of things that you know, you could always second guess yourself. And